All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. The Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has claimed victory after the Kurdish rebels ended their decades-long armed struggle for independence, calling it the beginning of a new page in Turkey's history. Erdogan has hailed the disarmament of the Kurdish separatist militant group PKK.
47 yıllık terör belası inşallah.
As of yesterday, Friday, the problem of terror finally started the process of its ending. As of yesterday, Turkey started to close a long, sorrowful, tearful page.
Türkiye uzun, acılı, sancılı.
Let's not forget, today is a new day. A new page is opened in the history today.
Kapatmaya başlamıştır. İhaneti ortadan kaldırdık.
As a first step, we will set up a commission in the parliament to discuss the necessities of the process.
Now, the armed fighters of the Kurdistan Workers Party have begun laying down their weapons against Turkey in a symbolic ceremony in northern Iraq, marking the first concrete step towards a promised disarmament as part of a peace process in a decades-long insurgency. The ceremony took place in the mountains outside the city of Sulaymaniyah in northern Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdish region. The footage from the event showed fighters, both men and women, casting rifles and machine guns into a large cauldron where they were then set ablaze. The state-run Iraqi news agency has reported that the process will take place in stages and is expected to be completed by September, with a group of party members initially laying down their weapons symbolically. However, it was not clear as to how many fighters took part in Friday's ceremony prior to the gun destruction ceremony. The PKK said that the ceremony was a historic democratic move that it hoped would bring peace and freedom. The PKK had announced in the month of May that it would disband and renounce armed conflict, ending 4 decades of hostilities. The development came after PKK's leader Abdullah Öcalan urged his group in February to convene a congress and formally disband and to disarm. After laying down of arms, the Kurdish militants signaled their return to mainstream politics in a detailed interview to AFP. PKK's top female commander, Besa Hozat, said that if Turkey is willing, then the disarmament process could be completed very quickly. She further added that Turkey must in fact push through legal reforms to allow PKK militants to return home without the fear of being jailed or killed.
The Turkish state needs to grant us the right to democratic politics. We need to have the right to organize freely in Turkey and northern Kurdistan. In other words, we must be able to freely engage in democratic politics and organize a democratic society in northern Kurdistan and Turkey.
Yani biz özgürce Baküre Kürdistan'da, Türkiye'de.
Now, Hozat also demanded that Turkey must release the jailed PKK founder Abdullah Öcalan to ensure the success of the peace process. Öcalan has been serving a life sentence in solitary confinement on the prison island near Istanbul since 1999, and his release has been a constant demand of the PKK. The PKK has long maintained bases in the mountains of northern Iraq, while Turkish forces have repeatedly launched offensives and airstrikes against the group. The Iraqi government in Baghdad last year announced an official ban on the separatist group, which has long been prohibited in Turkey.